fucking go! I downed him! Oh, I got it! 508 meters! I'm pushing everything right now. Against the Lockman. Dude, this Lockman is so good! Oh my god, I'm disgusting! So what do you think about that play, huh? What were your thoughts?
Not very smart, man. Not very smart, man.
It happens, man. Hey, well, come back. We'll try it again, okay?
Very smart, man.
It happens. Shit. I guess I'm just gonna shit on him. He's dead. Did I just ace? I just aced. Let's go.
Just take a funky jazz with him.
Easy triple.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to have you be a part of the PSP Podcast. And I'm your friendly host, Percussive173, and let's have a freaking party.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in. My name is Percussive173, and welcome back to this week's episode of the PSP Podcast. And the PSP Podcast stands for Perc Spreads Positivity, because around here, it's always good vibes, it's always real talk, and it's always about helping creators like you be the best that you can possibly be. The PSP Podcast I decided to create because it's dedicated to uplifting, it's dedicated to educating, celebrating content creators, like just doing their thing and doing like what they love to do. Like whether you're just getting started, whether you're trying to level up, whether you're trying to just thrive in like the world of content, because we all know how amazing and crazy the world of content can be. And like today, I hope you're ready for like some serious energy, because the guest who I'm bringing in is so genuine, so amazing, super high energy, super high octane, and honestly is like a super great person in general. And if you're not following her, please make sure you're following her. Her name's Erectdictator. We're going to dive into variety streaming. We're going to talk about community building, authenticity, and like just all the real shit that comes with content creation. So if you're here for tips, inspiration, or it's like good vibes, hey, you're in the right place. So let's have a little bit of fun here. And it's my pleasure to welcome in Erectdictator. So how we doing, Meg? How you doing today?
I'm good, dude. How are you?
I'm doing well.
That intro, that's one heck of a... Sorry, I gotta watch my language, right?
No,
that's
you
one
don't have
heck
to.
of an intro, dude.
Thank you.
You're killing it.
No, I appreciate it. I love like doing introductions to podcasts and like just putting things together, because like the podcasts in general, in my opinion, I feel like is my pride and joy. It's something that I really genuinely enjoy doing, because I get to talk to amazing creators. I get to pick their brains. I get to like, and that's why like I'm just so motivated whenever I'm like behind the helm of the podcast, you know? So who's Erectdictator? What do you want to be known for in the streaming world?
Well, Erectdictator is me.
Mm-hmm.
I get the question a lot, like where did the name come from? And I'm gonna be so honest with you, it was a typo. Long story short, had a roommate in college, super cool dude. Hope he's doing really well. Love ya. I ordered an Xbox Series S. That's how long ago I was in college. Xbox Series S. I ordered it. I was gone for spring break or whatever it was. He went and picked it up for me. He wanted to watch Netflix on it, and he had to set up my account, right? And with that is like a handle. So he asked me, he's like, yo, what do you want your, Xbox gamer tag to be? And it was supposed to be like Electra or Electric or something like that or whatever, but it got auto corrected to Erectdictator. So I come home from spring break and I'm, booting up the Xbox and I'm like, who the is Erectdictator? And he's like, that's the account. And I was like, no, dude, like what? He's like, that's literally what you texted me. I had to scroll back. So shout out to autocorrect for making my name. And now it's my company and my brand. But that's where the name came from. As far as like what I want to be known for, I do not want to be famous. I like my privacy. I'm going to be so real with you. I do not stream for that. We can dive into that later because I'll be so real with y'all. If y'all try to like bust it down and you want to be famous through content, we're gonna have to have a whole conversation. But by all means, we love people who are ambitious. You got to be ambitious in this industry, so we love that, right? But honestly, what I want to be known for is making quality content. That's the biggest thing, is quality content that is also relatable for individuals. You know what I mean? So that's as far as like being known, that I guess that's more of what I, like I want to do with that.
Yeah, and absolutely. Quality content is like, well, we're content creators ultimately. And like what we do is we want to create that quality content. And that's badass. Also, autocorrect is undefeated. Grizzly, that's hilarious. It's so awesome. And honestly, I love that name. I mean,
I appreciate that. I used to get told long story short, right? I had somebody literally tell me, they were like, I don't want to introduce you to, this is when I first started streaming, right? They're like, I don't want to introduce you to companies because you're a brand risk, because your name, they're like, you will never make it in the industry with that name. And I said, okay, let's go band for it. I'm doing just fine with the name that I have. And like everyone I've talked to, I'll literally boot up into Marvels and people are like, bro, that name is fucking wild. We love that shit. And like, we'll vibe out. I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. I am not, okay, sorry, right? I'm jumping the gun, right?
No, go for it.
It is okay to not be everyone's cup of tea, right?
I agree.
That is just how it is. I'm a redhead. I'm a walking flashbang. That physically is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. The way that I dress isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea. My language, the amount, like my swearing, my not swearing, my background, like that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. That's okay. So is my content, and that is okay.
That's like badass, because honestly, like one thing that I love about your name in particular is it's memorable. And one thing that we don't talk about is like, when so many people you're going to see start streaming, start making content, and then they go through a rebrand because they want to have something that's dope and memorable. You don't have to do that, because your name is dope and it is memorable. And like, honestly, like the name is only the beginning. It's what you make of that name is what makes you who you are. And I think that's awesome. And
that's a great way to look at it. So I will say for some people, like some people are like, oh, I want to rebrand because like, for whatever reason, like maybe they, they have bad memories with that name or like whatever. I mean, by all means, like do your thing. But yeah, I mean, if you're worried about your name, like if you're like, oh, my name is Erectdictator. I am a partnered content creator on Kick. I am partnered and I am sponsored by companies. If I can do that, you can do that. Obviously, like, my name is Erectdictator. Obviously, don't go. That is not me giving you a green light to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. Okay, obviously within reason, right? But like, my name is right on that line, right? So it's give and take.
But it's also on the line. But it's also like it makes people remember you. Like when I first went into your streams, also I think the first time I met you was actually at DreamHack Atlanta back in 22. I believe that's when it was. Yeah, I know. It's crazy when you think about it like that. No, it's 23, not 22. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
But like, I remembered because I asked you, I'm like, you look like a streamer, you talk like a streamer, and like, I don't know if you remember like me saying this, like when I first met you, but I was like, you look like a streamer. Like, what do you stream? I know you stream. I want to follow you. Like, I think that was the first thing I said when I met you.
Yeah, how did I introduce myself?
I don't even remember.
The way that I introduced myself is I literally go, I'm erect. I'm like, hey, I'm erect. And everyone's like, hello, what?
Oh, yeah,
like,
you did. And I laughed.
They're like, what? They're like, what? Like, what? And it's like, yeah. So I do a lot of play on stuff with my name, right? So Erectdictator also is ED, right? So ED is the opposite of an Erectdictator. You know what I mean? I am short. I am 5'1". So I am vertically challenged, so erect. I am a woman, so dictator, right? People love that, right? So it's like, you have so many, like, you guys are the dickies, right? Like, we got the dickies, right? Like, big old dickies. Like, we got all of that, right? Everyone loves that. And in the gaming community, you have everyone from every type of community, but I feel like everyone kind of has, like, an underlying, like, base humor of that, especially with the types of vibes and the atmosphere that we put out and whatnot. So it just works.
And it does, because like, look at how much like you've grown over the past couple of years from that name in like, well, your personality ultimately. It's like in like the content that you put out is like badass, which is a lot of
I
the reasons
appreciate
why I
that.
wanted to get you like on here, because I've actually there's been like 3 people that I've seen grow in a manner of which you've grown. One of them being Dr. Chubbs, another one being Steffi Evans, and then another one being you. And like seeing those people go from like the 5-10 viewer mark to literally skyrocket, and the reason that you have been skyrocketing is because you are engaging to everyone. And one of the things I wanted to actually ask you is, how are you able to be so engaging with chat? Like, for example, I run 4 chats. I see every single one. Like, I see Jesse saying hi. I see T-Bone saying hi, but we're doing a podcast, so like I'm not going to go into depth, but I love y'all. You're amazing, and it's great to see you. But how are you able to keep so focused on your chats and keep that energy and keep your viewers engaged?
Well, I'm gonna be so honest with you. I have caffeine running through my veins 24/7. Massive shout out to Juvie. I love you guys. And Root for the fucking capsules. You guys are great. But I'm gonna be so honest with you. I have like, and I feel like a lot of people have this, right? I am ADHD out the fucking wazoo. I'm gonna be real with you. So something that actually helps me ground myself, and this is kind of like how I got started into the streaming stuff during COVID. A lot of people that you're gonna be like, oh, when did you start streaming? A lot of us started during COVID, right?
Yes.
A lot of us
Yes,
did.
we
We
did.
just did, right? Because
Mhm.
we didn't know what to do with ourselves, whatever. I got a BFA in acting, et cetera, et cetera. During that time period, like could not book anything. There was nothing available. They literally everything was on lockdown, right? So the guy that I was dating at the time, he was like, dude, why don't you get into streaming? Because I kid you not, I was literally going stir crazy. I was like, bro, I am losing my mind. I literally went out and bought a motorcycle because I was losing my mind, right? I was like, I gotta feel something, I gotta do something. So I started streaming and getting the stimulation from the video games, right? A lot of people look for video games to relax, stimulation. You had a long day at work. You want to just chill with your boys or your girls or whatever it may be, by all means, right? So it's like I can do that, but then also having to keep up with chat, it actually was grounding me. And it still does. You can ask my chat though, because I do not read anything in order. I'm just going to be so real with you, right? So like looking over at your chat right now, over on the what I don't are you're live on TikTok, right? Like I can't like reference other apps. I don't know I don't know what the rules
I
are.
am live on Purple, Green, Red, and TikTok. We love TikTok.
Okay, so I can green, right?
Mhm.
I can look over there, right? I immediately, the way that I read it, I immediately read right in the middle. So it could be right in the middle. If somebody could literally be talking about their freaking toes, right? And I'll
I mean, I talk
read,
about my
yeah,
toes all the time.
oh, dude, everyone talks about toes. It could be like, oh yeah, and then I slipped and fell and my socks were wet. And I'm like, huh? I was like, why were your socks wet? And then everyone in chat's like, read up. And I'm like, oh, shit, like let me get up there. So then I scroll back up and then it's like, okay, like I catch up on everything, right? So it like that's how it is. I also talk very fast. I do. I'm sure you guys notice like my speech pattern. Like I just talk. A lot of people like a lot of times it's like holy fuck XQC. A lot of people are like, what is this guy saying? Like what is he even saying, bro? The first time I watched XQC, I literally thought. Don't ask me why. I do not know why. And I took French when I was in high school. I literally thought he was speaking French. That he's not. He's not. He literally is not. He wasn't. He was just freaking out in GTA and about to pass out because he was doing a heist, right? And I was like, this guy's really cool. He must live in France. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. But he talks really fast, and it's just engaging for some people. And it like it's a bit, it's a thing. Like it's not a
Yeah.
bit for him, but it's a bit for his community. You know what I mean? So like people are like everyone knows him for that. Like that's a trait of his, right?
And
So
XQC
sorry.
is dope for that. No, you're good. By all means, like XQC
No,
is
you're
awesome with
good.
the way he talks and the way he engages, because like he does talk super fast. He's like, and then this, but it's so engaging that people just want to go back and like watch it. And his chat freaking flies, dude.
Dude, bro, when you get to like that point, like you just like I'm gonna be real with you. Sometimes when like with front page stuff or whatever, like you just I'm just gonna yap. I'll just start yapping and I'll just go on my tangent. And then it's like if I can get in there and like see every once in a while, then I can get there and see every once in a while. But that's the thing is like I have a very understanding community. I have a very understanding community. They understand that is how like I run shit. That is they understand that that's how I like work. and they're very patient with me. I'll occasionally someone will be like, "Oh, you missed my message," or like they'll be like, "Ah, you hate me and I don't like how you," and it's all jokes. It's all jokes, right? Because like I'm a huge troll. My community is a huge troll to each other, not to like other people or whatever. But like we just are. Like that's just how it is and it works. But my community is very understanding and they are very patient with it. But I do take the time. I can't be a just chatting streamer or you know, like if I'm a variety streamer, but when I do just chatting, I can't do a just chatting stream without chatting to chat. It does like that. You can't. Like you have to talk to them. You have to read what they're saying. You can go on your tangents like I am right now, right? And then I'll go back into chat and I'll read everything that everyone's saying. You know what I mean? To catch up and be like, oh yeah, like that's a good point. Yes, I like that. Oh, I see your point, but also this. You know what I mean? Like it is a two-way conversation, right? So that's just how I see it.
I think one of the most important things and most important mistakes that newer streamers have to learn is like being able to engage in their chat. Because like, yeah, start with one platform. I know everyone says multi-streaming is the best way to grow, but I mean, start with one platform, get used to it. It's not easy, even with one chat. Like, there's a reason why people stream to 0 viewers for so long, and eventually get other people in. And like, it's about being able to multitask in developing that skill. I call it a skill to be able to multitask, to engage in your chat, to read chat, to see chat, and to go from there. Like, and I guess I want to ask you is like, how important is that in your mind as a developing streamer?
Well, I'll put it this way. Everybody, right? So you're the streamer, right? You're doing your thing. You're playing your game. Let's say you're locking in and you're playing a game. Because most people I talk to, they are not IRL or they are not like just chatting streamers. They are COD, Apex, Fortnite, Valorant. Like they are streaming games that do require your attention. It requires your attention. You got to know where you're going. You got to know where your team's going. You got to know the next point. You got to pay attention to the storm, right? You got to all that stuff, right? It doesn't matter how good you are at the game. Doesn't matter how much you know that game inside and out. That's great, right? That's awesome. But here's the thing: when people go into your chat, they are there to talk to you. They are there to engage with you. Or, I mean, don't get me wrong, you're going to have your lurkers that like to just like throw up a stream while they're working. On a stream. Awesome. Love that, right? You're also like, I love my lurkers. We all love our lurkers. Love them to death. But if somebody is going into your chat and they are chatting to you, they genuinely want to have a conversation. Don't get me wrong, you're going to have the bots, et cetera, et cetera. But an actual viewer, an actual person, they want to have those conversations with you. It feels very special. Like anybody, I feel like anybody can relate to this. When you go into a streamer's stream and you say, yo, dude, like, what's up? Like, how are you? And they take the time to talk to you, to get to know you, to have an intellectual conversation with you.
Yes.
You're like, oh, you're making that connection. And then that person, you know, they're like, all right, dude, I hope you have a great day. Right. And you're like, yeah, like you too. They go into another streamer. Well, that streamer is so locked into their game that they're not even reading chat. And that person is yearning for that connection. Okay, I didn't get it from that. You know who I did? Oh, I got it from that one person. They're going to come back to your stream. They're going to talk to you. They're like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, by all means. That's something that I think is important. Everybody wants to feel special, especially like they want to feel like they belong. That's a better way for me to put it. They want to feel like they belong in a place. So obviously you're going to get your trolls. That it doesn't go for everyone, right? You're going to get your trolls that are just bouncing around, trying to get reactions out of you, trying to clip you, whatever, right? We've all dealt with that. Whatever. But the biggest thing is for people who are actually going to come back, they want to have that connection with you. They want to have to be able to have a conversation. They want to have a sense of belonging. And if
Absolutely.
if you're in a gunfight, right? Or sorry, if you're in a pew pew fight, dude, sorry, whatever.
You're good. You're good. Trust me, you can say anything you want.
you're busting it down. It's the last 3 squad, right? You gotta nut up or shut up, right? You're getting in there, doing your thing. You know what I mean? Like obviously your chat's gonna understand that you're locked in, right? And then after that, you know, like you're like, oh yeah, we fucking won, yeah, that was great, or like, oh, we'll get them next time, or like whatever it is that you got going on. But then going back and talking to your chat. Like it is important. It really is important. I will never not talk to chat when I'm playing games, right? Like I'll let chat know, like, yo, I gotta lock into this boss. This boss is fisting me. Like I gotta lock into this. Like give me a minute, especially with Elden Ring, all that jazz, right? We love that.
Yes.
But like taking the moments where like, guys, I gotta lock in. Like, let me cook real fast, and then you do your thing, and you're like, bro, how? Like last night, what raids came in, right? I was fighting for my life in Harry Potter. I'm like, I love you guys. I'm literally sitting there just dodging and rolling because you can in that game, right? It's not a multiplayer game, so I could, right? Dodging and rolling. I'm like, yo, what's up? I hope everyone's doing good. Like whatever, engaging. Then I got to do my fight. Lost miserably. It was horrible. Okay, we're not gonna revisit that, but it's fine. But then I sat there and I talked to chat. Some games you can do that. Some games you can't. So figuring out how you can balance that is really important.
It's a learning curve.
It really is.
It's 100% a learning curve.
It is, and you can give yourself grace. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're
give
good.
yourself grace. I always if I'm doing a new game, especially if it's multiplayer and I'm playing with other creators or community members or whatever, I give myself grace. And my community is very patient with it, and that's okay. Like, you shouldn't beat yourself up that. But I'm gonna be so real with you. Unless you are god tier at a game and you're cracked out of your freaking mind and you're like whatever, like literally like you're the next, I don't know, prodigy of whatever, you are going to need to talk to your chat. Even look at Shroud. Shroud is a phenomenal. Everyone knows Shroud. Amazing. He can literally pick up any game and he's phenomenal at it, right? He still talks to his chat. He still talks to his chat. He even is talking to chat, like walking through what he's doing. Like, he still does that. He'll lock in, but he still talks to his chat. Yes. Even if it's in general, even if you're at that point, he's talking to his chat in general. Right? He's still having conversations with them. They're still able to contribute to the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, it is important. They are there to watch you and to support you. You can't ignore them.
As a newer creator, I couldn't agree more. And like, if you're a newer creator and you're going into things, like for example, this podcast alone, in the top left corner here, I have a statement that pretty much says, hey, we see your comments. We see you, but we're also doing a podcast, so we may not respond. That being said, Sully, thank you so much for the follow. And also, Tori, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate you, man, and I hope you're enjoying the podcast here. But Tori's great, people. But like, we have, like, going back to the nitty gritty of things, like, I agree with you 100%. Paying attention to chat is so important. And like, even you'll even see a Botrix command or like a command that I made that'll say like, hey, if I don't see your chat, I'm sorry. It's because I'm locked into the game or I'm ADHD. And I might not see it. So just spam me with love, spam me messages, and I promise you I'll go back and read it or I'll see it. And like, and thank you so much for the follow, Schwiley. Great people. I met him at DreamHack as well. So we talked about the importance of a newer creator going into chat. If there's something that you knew when you just started streaming, what would that message be for a new creator? What would you like to have known when you first started streaming?
So I kind of have like multiple answers for that because it also depends on like why. Number one, why are you streaming? Right. You know what I mean? If you're just streaming to have fun, to like dick around with your friends, then literally it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what advice you take. Doesn't matter what, like, do your thing. You're not there to make a business. You're there literally just to have fun, right? You don't care about your chat. You don't care about like whatever. And maybe you do, like whatever it may be. But your goal is literally to have fun with your friends. Maybe you want to just have VODs of you and your friends playing whatever might be, like it may be. Have fun. Do your thing 110%, be yourself, capture those moments, have fun. If you want to post it later, post it later. If you don't, you don't. You know, it's no big deal, right? That is how I originally went into streaming, is I needed something to stimulate me. I needed something to do because I literally was going stir crazy with COVID. I was like, brother, I'm gonna lose it, right?
COVID was a heck of a time. It really
was. So I was doing part-time streaming just for fun. I joined an org. Don't do that. I mean, if you want to, you can. Just do your research, right? Like, I joined an org that realistically, at the end of the day, it was somebody's college project, and they were forking funds and bringing in funds for themselves and just exploiting everyone's content for themselves, right? Learned it, no big deal. They got exposed. It not publicly, privately. Like, I let everybody know, like, hey, this is what's going on behind closed doors. Just let you guys know. Do your own thing. Stay, leave. I don't care. I'm doing my own thing. Deuces, right? No big deal. Right? Do your research on all that jazz, right? A lot of like an organization that's like that is very much follow for follow. It very much was. It very much was like, oh, you're in the org? Okay, sweet. I'm going to follow you. Like, oh, that's great. Like, we are doing something. Like, we are in the same, whatever. I'm now with Rally, right? Rally is an
Mhm.
organization, but they are a charity-based organization. That org that I was a part of before was not a charity-based organization whatsoever. The Rally is a charity-based organization. I have the freedom to do whatever I want to do. Like I can have whatever sponsors I want to have. I can work with whatever creators I want to do. Like I can do whatever I want to do, but also at the same time, I do have an obligation to the charity streams and the charity events that Rally puts on. Right? Very different. That is a nonprofit charity organization. Love them.
Exclamation mark rally if you want to get involved.
They're fantastic. Love them to death. Right? Very, very different. What was your original question? Right? Because my brain is going brr.
Yeah, so it was essentially like, what do you think you should know when you're going into the streaming world? What would you like to have known just before you started streaming?
Not everyone's your friend. That's fine.
Bingo.
And it's okay, right? You're gonna figure out, and other people are gonna figure out who like you want to be friends with, who you want to make content with. That is very important. If you make content with somebody, it is okay for them to just be a content buddy. That is okay. They do not have to be your best friend. They do not have to be your inner circle, right? You can have a best friend. They do not have to be your content buddy, right? I love my princess, right? Widow Bears, I love her. She's my favorite. We're best friends. We're not making content together every day. We might do a stream once a month, maybe. But it's not like she is my best friend, right? And she and I both are in the same industry. She's also a colleague of mine, but she is my best friend, right? So I have other people that I literally, they are a content buddy of mine. Like I would say that they're a colleague, they're an acquaintance of mine, but we make content together. Like, and that is the extent of it. And that is okay. It is okay to have those two separate dynamics in the space. It's also very healthy for you to have those two separate dynamics in your space, in your own space. That's something that I wish, because again, me just being me, just trying to make content for fun, I thought everyone was my friend. That is not the case at all, right? I've had bitches. Hello, what is that? I've had bridges burned, right? I've had people exploit me for content. I have thought people were my friends when in reality, they just liked that I could do funny voices or whatever. And it's fine, right? It's no big deal. At the end of the day, I don't care, right? Because I'm doing my own thing, right? So as like a business, because you're looking to figure out where you want to take your content or who you want to do content with, having that at the back of your mind, it's okay and it's healthy. You also have the ability to say no. That is something that I didn't really think, right? Because people tell you that, oh, you can say no. And it's like, yeah, I know that. Yeah, but then it's like, someone's like, oh, I want to make content. And you're like, oh, this is a great opportunity. Like, I want to do this. I want to do that. And then you're burning yourself out, or you're not allowing yourself to have any originality or any authentic English, right? You're not being yourself because your content is now relied on everybody else. And then you get lost and you don't know where, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I did that. There was a period of time when I first started streaming, all I was doing was collabs. And if somebody wasn't available to collab, I didn't stream because I was like, I don't know how to do it on my own. And I had to realize that, had the realization of that. I stopped doing collabs, and there was a 3-month period where all I did was just chatting. That's all I did, was just chatting to chat, chatting.
That's when I saw you grow.
And it does, because you are making a more, and when I say intimate, right, relaxed chat, I don't mean it in a crazy way. You're making your space, your community more intimate, rather than sharing with other people. And it's okay. It's okay to share. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you are constantly collaborating with people, if you're constantly relying on other people's content, if you're constantly clipping people for their reactions to stuff that you're saying or whatever, you're pigeonholing yourself, and that shit gets old. I'm gonna be so real with you, because then you are never on your own ever, and people are gonna be like, oh yeah, they're the person that does the reactions. Oh yeah, they're the person that goes on to, I don't know what one of those apps are that like just clips people or whatever. And that's all your content will be. And then you try to play a game and nobody shows up.
Right.
And everyone's like, you're not catching those crazy reactions from that shawty that was twerking. Like that, like if you create a DGen community, that's what DGen communities are going to want to see. DGen. If you're creating a comfy cozer community, they're going to want to see comfy cozer stuff, right? That is also why it's really difficult to be a variety streamer.
I
but
agree with
at
100%.
the end of the day, it's, in my personal opinion, it's more rewarding because I can play a game, I can just chat, I can IRL, I can cook or whatever, and I have the same people coming back every single time because they don't care what I'm doing. They want to talk to me. They want to hang out with me. They want to support me in what I've got going on.
It's because you're
And
genuine too.
and when you have to be, right? You got to protect yourself, right? But you also have to be genuine, you know?
Yes.
But yeah, sorry, just going on a
No,
rant, right?
I'm
a
are
D1
more than
yapper.
welcome. You are more than welcome to go on rants. I love it. I love always talking to people who go on those types of rants because you said a lot of amazing points. Like, for example, like earlier on, you said the follow for follow stuff. That stuff we all know doesn't work. That doesn't give organic growth. I'm the type of streamer that I focus on organic growth. I focus on trying to be everything organic. I'm not going to follow you back just because you follow me. I'm going to follow you because I hear you're a streamer, I hear you're doing content, and I want to check out your stuff. I might even unfollow you a couple weeks later. But I also want to make sure that like when I go into somebody's streams that I engage with their content, that I engage with their streams, that I talk to them and I get to know them because follow for follow never works. But creating genuine, authentic relationships and friendships does help you grow. It's called networking. And that's like one of the biggest things at conventions that we do. And as you and I both know, parasocial relationships litter the streaming world. It's a big thing. It happens. And we as streamers have to understand that. But as long as we are enthusiastically and authentically ourselves and we don't pigeonhole ourselves into one genre, that's the best way, in my opinion, for streamers, especially newer creators, to grow.
Can I add on to that if you don't mind?
Absolutely.
I have friends who they eat, sleep, and breathe COD, right? Okay, there's nothing wrong. If you want all of your content to be COD, do it. Okay, that's what you love. That's your love. Your love for streaming is because you get to play COD and you get to have a fun time. Do it. But here's the thing is, so many people are literally playing COD. There's nothing wrong with being solely known for one type or a game or whatever. That is okay. It is okay. But the thing that you have to be also okay and realize and understand is that you will have to adapt in that. So if you are known for trick shots in COD, right, you can ride that wave out as much as you want. Maybe you do a video or a handful of videos and they go viral and it's crazy and people are like, oh my goodness, this person did this and they flew out of a plane and did their, they blew up a plane and then jumped back into their jet and on the way, right? By all means, love that. And you could ride that wave and you can eat that up. But also at the same time, there's only so much that you can do with that. So you're going to have to get to a point where it's like, oh, this is another trick shot. Okay, cool. Love that. Oh, that's really cool. Right. And then you're going to see things and like maybe it's going down or maybe you're plateauing or whatever. That's your indicator where it's like, hey, you've got a good community that loves your COD content or whatever it may be. They really like your COD content, but it's time to do something else. Okay. All right. We've done our trick shot shorts. What can I do next? Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm going to fly like the guy, he flew in and he acted like he couldn't do his parachute, right? So he went in. That's how he got known. He doesn't do that every stream. He doesn't do that in every single thing that he does. He's doing other stuff. He's turning on his mic and he's making it fun. He's like, people will run around and they just start singing to see who like joins in, or they'll start like low key soft trolling other people in or whatever. Like it's a constant different shift. Like you have to adapt. You can stay in a game. You can stay doing it. I know a lot of successful like Tarkov players. They have a lot of fun doing it. Tarkov is Tarkov. And Tarkov is Tarkov. Oh,
yes,
and we
it
love
is.
Tarkov. We love Tarkov, but Tarkov is also Tarkov, right? But you have to keep it engaging. Like you have to keep it, right? The people that love you and support you, they're going to keep coming back, right? Well, how do you keep growing? By adapting, by adding in new things. Okay, all right, we're going to do nighttime raids only in Tarkov. All stream. Dang, that was horrible. Like I lost so much loot. Chat loved it. Maybe we'll do that again in the next couple of weeks. Yo, let's get as many people as we can in the same lobby, all to run around and have fun in Tarkov with our flashlights at nighttime or whatever. You know what I mean? There's so many different things that you can do. And honestly, you can do that with a lot of the mainstream games that are super saturated.
Yes.
Sorry.
And no, you're good.
Rant over.
No, you are good by all means. Like I said, I love it when you rant, and like ranting is great. But you're right. COD and Tarkov, games like that are super oversaturated. And in order to be successful in those games, you either have to be the biggest prodigy ever, or you have to be the most unique person ever. When I had Bad Bear Gamer join my first podcast, and one of the things that he said is there are 3 E's in content. You need to be either empathetic, so you focus on people's emotions and you play towards people's emotions. Enthusiastic / entertaining, where you need to be that entertaining person, like Jay Brusky running around, or Athelston running around like throwing knives at people and like trolling people like in Call of Duty. And then you need to be energetic, like bringing the energy, bringing the enthusiasm. Like all of those things combined are what make you be able to create the specific content that you want to create. And one of the things I want to bring up because of that is passion in the content field. As a newer creator, it is important that if you want to go into streaming, you got to know, you got to be confident, you got to be passionate to go into the field of content. Because if you're not, that energy is going to show. I'm a completely different breed of person when I'm in here having podcast conversations. Like, you can see my face light up with things that you say and stuff like that. And it's back and forth. I'm passionate about it. I love working and talking with other content creators and picking their brain and helping the newer creators go into things. So going into that, how important is passion and enthusiasm to the world of content?
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. It depends on like what you want to do. If you're doing it just for fun, then who cares?
True.
Yeah, do it for fun. Like your passion is literally you doing it for fun. If this is how you pay your bills, I really hope you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
Like you just have to be. You have to be. You know, and I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of times, I'll see people like, I'm losing my passion for streaming. I'm losing my passion, and it's like, okay.
I did about 3 weeks ago. You and I even had a conversation about it.
And it happens. You're gonna have burnout. You're gonna get stuck. A lot of people lose their passion when they're not seeing themselves going up. And going up might be different for every person. So going up might be your viewers. Going up might be your interactions. Going up might be your followers. You know, it's gonna be different for everyone and all that jazz. But like a lot of people, they lose their passion because they're like, well, I don't have anyone in my chat. That's a lot of people, because I'm like, oh yeah, always talk to chat, always be engaged. And people are like, I don't have anyone in my chat. And that's like, well, what are you doing to get people in your chat? And they're like, well, you know, and I'm like, no, I don't know. That's like why I'm asking. Like, are you posting? How often are you posting? What platforms are you posting? What kind of content are you posting? Do you have time out of your day where you're not streaming to go and make clips? Are you like farming content? Is it like genuine content? Is it like the real, like what is it that you're doing? Then that's the other thing, is each platform also caters to a different type of that. So and you get in waves in content, and I'm talking about I'm going to step away from just streaming. I'm talking about content as a whole.
Yes.
Content as a whole goes in waves, right? In the gaming scene, we were seeing a lot of people throw like crazy, like unhinged compilations together of like, I don't know, like sound bits and trick shots and all the stuff, right? I saw that going crazy. People were going crazy, right? And then the algorithm started shifting to where it's like people really wanted to see the creator. They don't want to see game clips. They don't want to see that. They want to see you being vulnerable. They want to see you in your element. They want to see you just chatting. They want to see you like doing, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that's where I saw an up, where other people were seeing down, because what was working for them was no longer a part of the algorithm that was being pushed out. Knowing those trends and knowing those waves is difficult. Catching those waves at the right time is difficult. Yes. It's not easy. Some people get really lucky and they post something and it takes off and it actually shifts the algorithm, and that's great. We love that, you know? So it, like, I don't remember exactly what it was that you were, passion. You have, if this is paying your bills, you have to be passionate about it. You have to be passionate, you have to be willing to adapt, and you have to be willing to take constructive criticism.
100%.
Point blank. Like that's just how it is.
A big thing that I see with newer content creators, growing content creators, is they'll reach out to other streamers for constructive criticism, and then they'll immediately turn their backs on that creator after they receive it and be like, this person hates me. And it's like, no, you asked for constructive criticism. We want to help you grow. There are certain things in your content that we would do differently. It's up to you if you want to take that content and establish it within your own brand to be able to grow. But I agree 100%. You have to be passionate about the thing that you're doing if it's something that pays your bills. and everybody's goals are solely different. Like my
Well,
goals is, oh, go ahead.
sorry,
Go
go ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
No,
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 go ahead, go ahead.
I was saying my goal is completely different than your goal. Like my goal is not to be the world's biggest streamer, the world's biggest thing. My goal is to create genuine, authentic friendships and enjoy the content that I create and the content that I put forward. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter if it's one person that I make smile or a whole classroom of people that I make smile. Like I don't even pay attention to the viewers. Well, sorry, I don't pay attention to the viewer count anymore. The last time I checked, we have like 58 people watching on Twitter. We have 3 people watching on Twitch. We have 29 people watching on Kick. But the only reason why I did that is because I looked over to that computer that has that information. I don't even look at that. That's not even in my periphery. My focus is to make people smile and to give genuine information and like to allow people to learn from our own experiences, and that's my goal. And it's
I love
completely
that.
different than your goal.
Well, and the other
So,
thing, like I wanna go back because I feel
yeah.
like this is a lot of, and I gotta figure out how exactly I want to word this, right? So
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, if it's paying your bills, you have to be passionate about it, right? And a lot of people are like, oh no, all I want to do is game. Like I would love to have the chance to game. I'm working at a cubicle, right? Yeah, but you have security. That's the thing. It's like I am my own boss, right? If I don't get my ass out of bed and I don't do my shit, like GG's, I'm not getting paid that day.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't have, and I don't, obviously not every job offers like benefits and stuff like that. Like I am my own boss. If I'm not doing, I don't have employees to do my stuff. I am my stuff. That it is me. Because a lot of people are like, oh, I want to be full time. Like it would be so fun to do it. It's a lot of work. Yeah. Do I get to set my own schedule? Do I get to go live whenever I want to go live? Yeah, 110%. Like that's awesome. Can I go to my girl's house? Can I go over to Lex or Shorty's and make content with them whenever I want? Obviously when they're available. Yeah, like I can. I can do that on a Wednesday afternoon. That's really cool. That's the freedom, but there's a lot of risks to it. So if you are willing to be like you just have to be passionate about it, and you have to have like a game plan. It's okay if your game plan doesn't work. That is the fun thing about owning your own business, is that you get to make those mistakes, and who's going to yell at you? You, right? Like
Right.
you yourself, right? Or maybe you'll sit there and you'll grow up in your grave and you're like, oh, nobody's watching me. Yeah, why? Oh, because because I'm playing Apex and I win a couple times a night.
It's also
Okay,
about timing
anyone can do that.
too. Like this is a weird environment that we live in, and it's something I want to say to a newer creator. It's like you're spot on, Meg. Spot on. But it's all about timing of things too. Like if you stream Call of Duty and you stream at the same time as Tim the Tatman's doing a $40,000 tournament, you got to understand that like your viewership might drop and it might not drop for the long run. Like, but it's going to drop in that moment. Timing is everything. Like when you put your content, how you put your content, how you voice it. And like honestly, people keep telling me that they struggle with growth, and my biggest advice to them is, are you consistent? Are you posting content consistently?
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing is like, I mean, it all goes hand in hand. Because I'm gonna be with you, I'm not consistent. I'm consistent with my streams. Did I take a little break here? Yeah, I'm consistent with my streams. That's something that my community can rely on me with. But as far as like my clips go, with the kind of content that I've been doing, it's not gonna do well on TikTok. It's not gonna do, like, okay, repo, right? Everyone that was in the gaming scene or whatever, everyone was seeing everything about repo. Same
Yep.
thing with Lethal Company, right? Back when that came out, right? There was a couple other like games that are like that, right?
Among
Everyone, you
Us.
jump on, Among Us, all of it. You jump on that bandwagon, right? You get on it, which I get it, do it. I did it. I'm not ashamed to say that. I did it. I played those games. I got those games. I played those games because they were doing well, right? Posted it, did that, right? And that's like the last thing I do. My type of content is not going to do well on all of the platforms, and I know that. That's why I don't post on TikTok as much as like some other people's do. I'm not doing how-tos. I'm not, and I could do that. I could get a game and like lock into it and go crazy on it. But I also don't want that to be all my content, because then it's like, oh, that's a how-to girl on how to do First Ascendant. And it's like, I would, no, you know what I mean? Like, but doing IRL content or doing just chatting content, it is genuinely, and you have to know your obstacles for what you're streaming. And this is one of the
Yes.
obstacles for IRL. and for just chatting is you might have a really funny moment that is funny to you, funny to your community, right? And it's an inside joke or like whatever it may be. It might be, or it might be like really sentimental to your community, right? That's awesome. You post it and it doesn't do well. Why? Because it's not relatable to the people that weren't in your stream. That's something that I've had to learn. It's like, oh, dude, I thought that was going to do so well. And my editor was like, no, because that's relatable for you and your community. That's not relatable for anybody else. Got it. Got to
Yes.
think like that. And it's like, okay, sweet. I understand. And it's with any of them. You got to know the obstacles in the content that you're trying to create when it comes to posting. I'm consistent with my streams.
You are.
I am. I'm not consistent with posting my content. I'll be honest. Instagram, it has like my largest like following on it. It's because I'm consistent about posting on there. That is my one. That and then Twitter, I'm just like, I'm going live, yay, like whatever, right? So Twitter's Twitter, right? Twitter's its own beast.
Twitter's
Instagram,
its own beast.
it's like I am posting. Instagram is my more intimate platform. It's where I'm posting my day to day. It's where I'm posting. Oh, I'm taking the dogs for the walk. Oh, I went to this and I did this.
And I love hopping
Instagram,
and seeing those stories. I genuinely
well,
do.
But that's the thing, right? You see me on Twitter and I'm like, here I am, boys and girls, we're doing our thing. I'm on stream, crackhead energy, right? And then you go to my Instagram and it's grounded and it's more intimate. That's what a lot of people like. That, and you're gonna get like waves with that. If you're crackhead energy on Twitter and like the algorithm is going nuts and everyone's like, we like that crackhead energy, we like those posts like that, right? You're probably gonna do well on Twitter for a period of time, and you're probably gonna slow down on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, or YouTube or whatever it is, right? That's the reality of it. And if you're okay with that and if you accept that, but then also take advantage of that, you will do well.
I definitely agree. And like teasing and understanding the different algorithms on the different platforms is a whole thing. It's like
Bro, I hate it.
there should be courses dedicated to understanding the specific algorithms. Like YouTube is an entirely different beast than Twitter. Twitter is an entirely different beast than TikTok, and so on and so forth. But I kind of want to dial
Bro, you
back.
will not catch
Oh,
me
go ahead.
posting on YouTube. I'm gonna be so real with you. I let my editors do that. I'm like, do it. You know what, dude? YouTube. I'm gonna be so real with you. Out of every single one of the either streaming platforms or uploading whatever, YouTube is the one that I genuinely cannot wrap my head around. And I have friends who are like, bro, I'm getting 30,000 views on my YouTube shorts, and I'm like, I don't know how you're doing that. I was like, I love that for you. That's awesome. We're gonna celebrate your wins. Shoddy right here can't do that. I was like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know. Like, I can sit there and I can post, okay, Monday, I have to post at 10:30, this, and I have IQ, and I'm doing my, here's my tags. No, dude, it's just, that's a whole nother beast, right? Where Instagram, I'm a lot more confident, I'm a lot more comfortable, and that it's easier for me on that one, where for some other people, it's just not going to be, and that is okay.
And
That is
Instagram,
okay.
like, and it's on a reverse end. Instagram's something I will never understand. I suck at, I don't like taking photos of myself. I don't know why. I just don't. So I don't really like posting things on Instagram unless it's like my reels that I post on different platforms and stuff like that.
I
But
get that.
and it's like a whole different thing. So I want to dial back to like, because this is about new creators. A lot of people who they just want to hit the go live button and expect everything to work for them. But I want to talk about the bare bones and the basics. Like, what is content? What do you define content as? Because this is a really broad question.
I don't know if I have a definition for that. I mean, content can be anything.
You don't have to.
This right here is content, right? Everyone.
Yes.
I mean, for me, I guess my definition of content is me. Because that's all I've known it to be.
Bingo.
And I don't mean that, and I don't. That's not that, like, no ego. Like, it's my face, my name. Even if you're a VTuber, it is your avatar, it is your voice, or even if you have whatever, it's your show, right? Like, you are the content. And that's like calling back to what I was saying earlier. If you're just constantly doing collabs, your content isn't your content. That's a group content, right? And if that's what you want your content to be, sure, by all means. It'll work for some people rely on that. Some people, that's all they know how to do, and it works for them. Love that. That's awesome. For me, that's not what I want. I am the content, the stuff that I've got going on, the topics that I'm talking about, the way that I dress, like, bro, like, hello, like, you know, the maybe the game that I'm playing, like, whatever it may be, like, I am there to entertain. That
Exactly.
is that, right? I'm a content creator. I'm a live streamer. I'm an entertainer. That's how it is.
And
That's my definition of content, like me and my
I
community.
I could not agree with you more, because content is something that varies from person to person, on thing to thing. And I absolutely love talking about content. This is something I'm ridiculously passionate about. And I'm going to switch to like just me for a second so you guys can kind of like understand my definition of content. In my opinion, content is what you define it as. Content is what you post that you like to have fun, that you can interact with your client base or with your viewer base. And when you post content, when you post like the things that you want to post, and you have fun and you have passion and energy and stuff that you want to actually do, it's going to shine back at you. And you're right, anything can be content. This 100% is content, because we're creating content for a specific viewer base. My definition of content is videos or streams that entice viewers to be able to watch them. And it doesn't have to be just videos and streams. It can be tweets. Like, a lot of people find me from Twitter. And I don't even post anything. I'll post like a random thing that I'm thinking about all the time. And like for example, I said like an unfortunate truth today, which I thought was really cool at the time. I can't remember it unless I look back at it. But like, there's different types of content for different types of viewer base, and you have to understand your viewer base or expand that. And it's really, really, really cool to think about like holistically what the definition of content is. But like, what's your thought on like how you should post content, or like how you can define your own content? This is really a difficult question to ask and a difficult question to respond to.
I mean, when you want to post your content whenever you want to post your content. I'm not going to be your mom. I'm not going to tell you when you can and can't post your content. Do whatever you want. If you want to Google up and search, like, okay, in my area, from my time zone, when does it hit, right? Okay, get a gauge for that, right?
Mhm.
Also, like that's just important. Also, if you want to get like even more into it, is you can even like search up or talk to other people that are creators that are in the same niche as you,
Yes.
and ask them what works. More than likely, and more in my experience, when I ask content creators for help, or I reach out, I'm like, bro, like, I don't know what to do. Like, this just isn't working. They're like, oh, let's sit down and get in a call about it. Like, all my friends that are content creators are like, yeah, dude, like, let's figure it out. Like, what's going on? Like, okay, this is that. All right, have you tried this? No, I haven't. Okay, try that on the next one. Okay, got it. Then boom, or whatever. Oh, it did better. Okay, sweet. So keep doing that. See if it works. A week down the line, hey, it was doing great. Oh my gosh, it's it's doing its thing. Like, this is awesome. Like, we're getting traction, right? And then in 2 weeks, we're plateauing. We're going back down. Okay, well, what's something else that we can do? Always adapting, always having the ability to change, like having that. And I'm not saying change you or change like your base. That is not at all what I'm saying. But changing the way that you go about creating your content will hit. It just does. And I used to, when I first started streaming, I played Apex. That's all I played was Apex on a controller. I now cannot play any first-person shooter on a controller. I'm mouse and keyboard strictly, and I know that that's a hindrance. I know. I get it. But that, like, if I do that, I am on mouse and keyboard, right? I've changed, but also I am not an Apex streamer. I have not played. I haven't had Apex installed on my PC, and love the game. Love the game. No hate to the game. Love the game. I have not touched Apex in probably 3 years, because my content has gone a different direction, because I've adapted. Okay, I am not goated at Apex. I will never be a top player in Apex. I literally was just doing it for fun, because the group of people that I was playing with, that's all we did, and we did well. Okay, well then one went and got a job, and one got a girlfriend, and they couldn't spend time the way that they used to. Okay, I have to adapt. My content isn't relying on them. It shouldn't have been relying on them. Solo queuing in Apex wasn't working. I wasn't enjoying it. I started hating streaming Apex. It sucked. Changed, did a different game, started doing COD, had fun with it. Then it got to a point where I was tired of it. I was like, bro, this just isn't working. Stop doing COD, swap to another game. Then I started doing indie games. That's great. There's a huge niche for indie games and all that jazz. Do it. I still go back to them. I love working with developers. They're amazing. They're great. They are so grateful for creators. So grateful for creators. Shoot your shot. Find an indie dev to a game that you're interested in and shoot your shot. Don't be afraid to do that. I love working with indie devs. They're amazing. They're amazing, and they are so grateful, and I love them. What was the second part of your question? I don't remember.
Essentially, it was more or less like, when should we post and why should we post? But you bring up a point that I kind of want to divulge from our original question to, when you talk about indie devs. No, like, when, as a variety streamer, because this is about being a variety streamer and helping newer creators maybe change their focus to go into different styles of content that might suit them. Like, indie devs are amazing. Some of their games are so much fun and they're undiscovered, and it's playing something new. Like, literally today, I got a raid from Tori, and I'm going to scroll back up just so I can actually see, like, exactly the game that he said so I don't mess it up. But Tori raided in, and he was playing with devs called Wildcard on alpha testing. Like, get yourselves to conventions and, like, go to places like DreamHack where you can meet some of these developers, where you can create different styles of content. Because, like, I played Betrayed with, like, Ash and Injured Bear and, like, a bunch of different people, and, like, it was just really fun. It's a really fun game. And, like, it's stuff that people don't even know about. It's stuff that they're going to throw onto Steam and download for free because they want to get people to try their stuff. They want to get that feedback. They want to become the next big thing, but they got to know how to. So not only are you doing something that's fun and new that no one's ever seen before, but you're also doing a good cause by helping those indie developers work.
I love working with indie. They are. So there was a game way back, and it's still out, and I love it. And they do have an active team with it. Labyrinthine, or some people call it Labyrinthine, however you pronounce it. I say Labyrinthine. Love that game. It is a horror maze game, right? Labyrinthine, that's what a Labyrinthine is, right? It is so much fun. When I used to stream heavily on the Purple app and all that stuff, I literally played their game. I got their game. I downloaded the game, and out of a whim, I was solo doling it. Didn't know what I was doing, and the devs came into my stream, had full blown conversations with me, shared documents with me. They're like, "Yo, like, these are the next updates that we're doing. What do you think?" Like that. Like, you never know. Never been to a convention in my life. No, I'm not partnered on Twitch. I don't really even stream on there that much anymore. And all that jazz. But like, I was nobody. Like, I was just doing my thing, playing their game. They went and they checked out my channel, had great conversations with them, and almost every single time I stream their game, they come in and they say, "Hey." Like, they are great. They're fantastic. They're amazing. Indie devs rely on us, on gamers, to play their game, for their game to be successful. Period, point blank.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to jump into the indie world. Even if you're a diehard, I don't know, Doom, like, all you play is Doom, or all you play is Nintendo, or all you play is, whatever. Don't ever be afraid to dive into that category, because they are hungry. Devs are as hungry as we are.
Yes.
They are, like, always I'm sorry, gonna go off on a detour, right?
No, go
Surrounding
for
yourself with people that are super, super ambitious is going to cause you to be super ambitious. That's just, like, that's how it is for me. That's how it's worked for me. That's how it's worked for a lot of my friends. That's why I'm really good friends with a lot of the people and creators that I am, because we're all very ambitious. Same thing with devs. Devs are very hungry for the same thing, and it works, and it's great, and we love it. Sorry, go ahead, continue.
Yo, you're good. I actually had to end my TikTok live because it said there was a violation detected, so I wanted to not because of you, but because of probably something else that was going on. We probably started talking about Twitch, and, like, that's the whole.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. The AI algorithm, that type of stuff happens, and, like, we'll get back to that type of thing. Like, so TikTok is its own little beast. TikTok is, like, to understand kind of how the live platform of TikTok works. We'll immediately detour back into the indie devs because I love this conversation. It's good if you say the word Twitch, or you say the word like any other platform like Kick or YouTube, it's gonna pretty much bounce back and say that there's a violation, and it's gonna block you out. But it's really
Gotcha.
interesting like that. But indie devs are amazing, and that's like the beauty of, like, when you surround yourself with passionate people, that type of thing is going to help you become more passionate. Which makes me kind of want to go on a little side story tangent on that statement alone, because going into DreamHack, I don't know if I told you this, but going into DreamHack, before DreamHack, I was actually planning on going just to have fun, to like talk to people. It was going to be my last hurrah. I was going to be done making content, done streaming, done doing everything. Didn't make it. I wasn't going to make it public. I was just going to go have fun and then make a video statement when I was done with it. This was before I had specific conversations with specific people that I didn't think was even possible. But when I went to DreamHack, I spoke passionately about content with other people who were passionate about content, and that drew an internalized passion within me. So it was a really, really amazing experience to go to DreamHack this year and speak with people like Steffi and Sasky and Adam and like Widow Bears, and like, even though like, oh, hi Widow Bears, but but people like that, to watch people in their element, to be able to gain that passion and see that passion firsthand. It's just a genuine thing, and like, you're right, when you partner with indie devs who are passionate about their game, it's going to help you be passionate about your content that you're making for their game to help them. It's a really amazing cycle. We all talk about vicious cycles, but there's positive cycles too. But so that being said, what do you love most about being a variety streamer?
I'm gonna like make a callback from before.
Yeah,
Literally
go
my
for it.
favorite thing about being a variety streamer is that, one, I'm not pigeonholed in the same thing, and two, I have a community that comes and watches me and hangs out with me and talks to me regardless of what I'm streaming. That did not happen overnight. I'm just gonna be real with you. Like, having a community that comes back, it has taken a long time for that to happen. I've been in like the streaming space for, I don't know, like almost 5 years. I just went full time about like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So I'm still very new to being like full time, if that makes sense. I'm still adapting to that. I'm still learning. And I honestly, I always will be. As long as I'm in this field, I always will be. Like, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? Period, point blank. But what I love is the fact that I have a community that comes and hangs out with me regardless of what I'm doing. If I'm IRLing, if I'm just chatting, if I'm playing Harry Potter, or if I am doing Outlast trials with my friends, like, it doesn't matter. That is one of the most, I don't know, like, best feelings is people being there regardless of like what you're doing. And I'm gonna be real with you, I love my community. They're amazing. They go to bat for me. They don't get me wrong, we definitely troll each other. It's a good time and all that jazz. But that's probably my favorite thing about being a variety streamer, is that you have so many different people in your community that enjoy different things. But at the end of the day, we all come together because we all like gaming. We all like the streaming space. We all like content. We all can like relate to each other on a certain level. So,
yeah, we absolutely do. And like, being in that field of variety really creates a whole it creates like different experiences within each game that you play and with each person you interact with too. And that's what I think is really cool about being a variety streamer. Like, I originally called myself a COD creator. Now I call myself a podcaster. And also, heads up for anybody in any of my chats, I'm my only mod. I'm my only mod. I think Seabeck and B-Town are gone, but it's okay. I got it. I promise. I can do 1.5 million things at once. But
oh, let him ring, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so real with you. Hold on, I want to
Yes.
go on this topic, right?
No,
Okay.
go for it.
Something that you asked me about. You're like, okay, it's something advice, like starting out. I kid you not, I do not give a fuck. That is my mindset, right? Somebody comes in the chat is saying the most brain dead bullshit. Bro, I do not give a fuck. You are an NPC in my world. Get bent, bozo. That's all I have to say about that, right? I'm going to do me. I'm going to have my show going. I'm going to be all about what I got going on. I'm going to spend time with the people that like are there to have fun with it, the whatever. Sometimes like I won't have mods in my stream and people are just fucking singing. They're just saying whatever it is that they want. Bro, I don't give a fuck. I get paid off their nonsense. Do your thing, shoddy. Pop off, queen, I guess. I don't give a fuck. But like, I'm gonna be so real with you. Having that mentality, my mentals, like, I'm so at peace. I'm so at peace. I go and I lay down and I go and take a nap in the middle of the night, and somebody told me to bend over and show my starfish because I think I have an OnlyFans or whatever, which I don't, but I don't care. I don't care. I can still sleep at night. Somebody wants to come in and say some nasty, weird shit to me, like, oh, whatever, whatever. I don't care, bro. You're literally an NPC in my world.
Trolls are
Like
part
that's
of the
just
game.
that's just how it is. I go to sleep at night. I still am gonna sip on my coffee that you bought me just for coming into my stream and saying some dumb shit.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna live my life. Like that's how I look at it. Like,
and trolls are part of the game.
Dude, I love it. I'm gonna be real with you. My
Right.
mods love it. My community loves it. My community and we definitely troll each other. Same thing with my mods and all that jazz. But I'm gonna be real with you. I let my mods play with their food, and I let my community play with their food. Period. And that's something I love about being a streamer. Is that people will come in, they'll say the craziest shit, which is wild to me. Like, you're saying that to a whole ass stranger, bro. You don't know me. I don't know you. Why are you saying some dumb shit, bro? Nobody cares. Not a soul cares. And then my community gets to have another part of entertainment by literally eating them alive. And it's great. And I get off to that shit. I'm gonna be so real to you.
I love handling trolls in chat, and like typically like when I'm really, really engaged in chat, obviously like I'm in a podcast, so like I see everything, but I'm not actually engaging back with everything. But like it's like trolls just make me laugh because like you're taking time out of your day to engage in a situation like where it's like, do you really not have anything better to do?
Most of them don't.
Most of them don't.
Most of them don't, and that's okay. And here's the thing, and that's okay, right? Because that's how they get their enjoyment or whatever.
Right.
I have a backbone. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, that really hurt my feelings. You really upset me. I don't know who you are, and you really upset me, right? Like, a lot of them have the time of day, and it's like, okay, bro, I would rather you have the time of day in my chat so my mods and my people can like rip you to shreds instead of you going off and like doing it to somebody else. I do not care. I do not give a fuck. I'm gonna be so real with you.
And that's something that for newer creators, you have to be ready for. At some point, well, I mean, but it's a learning experience.
I didn't used to be like that. I used to care so much. They would come in and be like, wow, like your stream's really boring. And I'm like, fuck, dude, like, damn, I'm really sorry. Like, I know I'm low energy today. Like, cause that's something I get, like a lot of people know me for my energy. Right. And like, that's just how it is. And so someone would be like, wow, it's really boring. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm really sorry. Like, my energy is really low. And they're like, yeah, like, you need to do better. And it's like, dude, yeah, or whatever. And I literally sat down. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you like my shit. I don't care. Like, do your thing. If you want to be here, be here. If you want to troll, by all means troll. Just know that you're gonna get trolled back. If somebody can come in and troll and get trolled back and they're laughing at the end of the day, I love that. I love that, right?
Same.
But it's like, I don't take that shit personally. There are certain people that I go to and I ask them, hey, this, and this. Like Princess. I'll literally, my princess, I'll literally ask her, like, bro, I'm stuck. And she'll literally be like, okay, this, and this is something I noticed. Have you tried this or whatever? And I sit there and I take that shit to heart. It's like, okay, I don't get offended. She's trying to help me. Right? But if it's somebody who's not in that circle where I'm looking for help, or it's not somebody who I've like asked for and they're literally a nobody, bro, I don't get butthurt over that shit. I used to really, really be hard on myself. No, just me now.
So I'm always difficult on myself, but in a different way. A lot of people have the mentality of like, I've had people come to me and say, don't have the mentality that you're a small creator. Well, I mean, I'm going to be realistic with myself. I'm going to tell myself I am a small creator because I am a small creator. Now, I'll explain. It's
no. What does it mean to don't have the mentality of a small? I've never heard that. Like, what does that mean?
So, a lot of people when they first start out in content, it's small creaters will. Is this so hard to explain?
Sorry.
No. You're good. You're good.
Asking me the questions. I'm over here like, here, answer that.
So a small creator is essentially somebody who is growing, and I don't actually ever typically use the term small creator. It's just what people know as like a creator that's in the development process, that's in the growing process, that's in stuff like that. Because this podcast is to help newer creators, smaller creators, growing creators to gain aspiration, knowledge, and ideas, to be able to implement on their own and to do certain things in their own way. But the mentality of a small creator is a predefined notion of mentality of that people have a negative viewpoint of themselves because they don't have a viewer count or a following. And
Oh,
which
you
is
won't be successful with that.
yeah, you won't be successful with that mindset at all.
I see.
And
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
yeah, so when I say like I am a small creator and I have that mindset internally put into me because it's going to create passion for me to grow internally. It creates an internal motivation. I'm going to use that terminology to better my content, to better my mental and in discussion. It's being realistic. And it's being realistic in kind to yourself and also utilizing that motivational energy to put it towards something so that you eventually might not be that small creator. But everybody is consistently growing. And that's why a lot of people say, don't say that you're a small creator, because you're growing and you're putting content out and you're trying and you're doing different things. It's a whole mentality that people kind of forget about. It's a different way of viewing about things. So, like, because mentality is everything when it comes to growing. I hope that helped. I hope that makes sense. I hope I just wasn't talking out my ass.
No, it did. Sorry.
No, you're good. So, speaking of aspiring creators, small creators, whatever you want to call them, what is one of the mistakes that you made earlier on that you wish somebody warned you about?
Dang.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
Caring too much.
Okay.
I would get really invested if somebody came into my stream and they're like, dude, my fucking dog just died. Sorry, trigger warning for anyone if that just
It
happened.
happens.
Sorry. You know, someone, you know, they're coming into stream and they're like, dude, like this horrible thing just happened. I'm like, dude, oh my God, that sucks. Like, I would take on that emotion, and like it would change the entire mood of like me and like my stream. I can't do that. Somebody comes in, you know, and they're like, dude, my dog, like, it's got to have surgery. I'm like, bro, like, that sucks. I really hope that, you know, like, I really hope that things work out. I hope that they have a safe and speedy recovery. You know, thoughts and prayers, dude. You know, like we got you, right? Right back to my shit. That doesn't mean I don't care. That doesn't mean that you're like, I'm not acknowledging that they had that thing going on, right? But I used to get so invested. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, how can we help? Like, what's going on? Like, how did this happen? Like, oh, this is horrible. Like, I would literally stop what I was doing, like, whatever. It's not that I don't care, but I've separated like taking that emotional like shit and putting it on myself. I am the type of person where it's like if somebody needs help, if somebody whatever, like I will try to go out of my way to like help them. And I still do, right? But also at the same time, I used to get really upset if like I couldn't help, right? If I just want to help, and I can't help, right? It's out of my control. There's nothing I can do. I can't go back in time and make sure that their dog didn't eat that thing or that car wasn't there or whatever. I can't do that. There's nothing I can do. Yes, that sucks. I'm going to give you the recognition that I've read your comment. Yes, that sucks. I'm going to validate your feelings 110%. But at the end of the day, like I'm not going to walk around with that. Like I can't. Because the number of people that come into stream and say stuff like that, bro, there's no way. My mental was so messed up then. And I'm free as a bird now. I care, but I'm not taking that burden on, if that makes sense. There's a lot of caring people in this space, and a lot of caring people, and a lot of people are like, oh, my place is a safe space. And a lot of times you're going to get stuff like that. You're going to get a lot of these negative things, right? Because people are just spewing it out into the void. Well, that void to them is your space, is your communities, whatever. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but being able to separate that where it's like, damn, dude, that sucks. I really hate that you're going through that, or like whatever it may be. But then being able to bounce back and be like, hey, you know what's going to be better? We're going to do this, and it's going to be a good time, and we're going to have fun. I'm going to go scream into my mic while I play Goblin Town and try and not fall off this platform, right? And it's going to be a good time. Being able to redirect it to that, you're not dismissing them. You're not dismissing their feelings, right? You're understanding, but also at the same time, at the end of the day, you are there to entertain. You are there to you have a goal. You can't let stuff like that hinder it. And I used to.
I agree 100% because like having that mentality to like be compassionate, but also still be focused on the underarching goal, which is your content, which is making that content, is such a huge W. And like as everybody's saying in chat, like dude, that's why like we fucking love you for it. Like your mentality is
I
awesome
appreciate that.
when it comes to that type of stuff, to be able to be compassionate and to be caring to a level. In a lot of us creators, I don't want to say need a crash course, but we need to kind of be reminded of the underarching goal and like how to handle that and like be able to see things kind of for how they are. Like I actually was recently reading Twitter drama, I think it was like about 5 months ago, of someone who went into somebody's chat and said they had cancer and apparently found out a month later that they didn't have cancer. Like people will say these things to get a specific reaction in whatever the sick world that they live in, but being able to identify, to empathize temporarily, but still to be able to regain, retransition, and go back to your overarching goal is such a huge thing for creators to learn.
No, 100%. And it's a thing, like, I'll be honest with you, and I did not learn that overnight. There were people that I hurt their feelings. There were people that I hurt, they're like, wow, they're like, you don't care. And it's like, no, I do care. I do care that you're going through that, but that's not my responsibility. I'm not your therapist. Okay. If you want to say what you need to say, do it by all means. You just get whatever. Just know that you're spitting that out in my space. I'm not saying you can't, but also at the same time, like, I am not your therapist. I am not your GoFundMe. I get like, I'm not, right. And it's, I've lost people like back when I was part-time, like they're like, wow, you just don't care anymore. It's like, that's not it at all. Like,
we definitely care.
But also at the same time, I can't sit here and pour 110% into your problems and their problems and that person's problem and these 3 new people that came in and these 5 other people that's been there. Like, I can't do that. You can vent to me. You can talk to me about stuff like that by all means. But I can't. Making yourself accessible 24/7 like that will burn you out faster than anything. Anything. It's not the thing. I know that we're going to talk about burnout, but one of the biggest things about burnout for me is it's not even like me sitting at my PC and going through it's not even that. It is the mental burnout. It's like, bro, I'm tired. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm running on fumes today. I am. We had the convention, super social, right? I'm used to being in my little box, my little bubble, right? My space. I'm streaming. I've got my monitors, I've got my camera, I'm doing my thing, right? And then I spend an entire weekend with people who have energy out the wazoo, like myself, or maybe they're a little bit more grounded, or maybe they're even more than me, and I'm surrounded myself by them. I'm having fun. I'm doing these things. I'm meeting new people. It's go, 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 right? I literally was talking to my boy the other day, my man's literally right before this. I was like, dude, I haven't had any me time. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah. And I was like, yesterday, I was working. I was like, but I was in Discord with everybody just working. And he was like, he's like, you need me time. And I was like, I do need me time. And I was like, I'll get it. I was like, I'll get it. But I have to be able to recognize that. And I have to be okay with taking that. Because like you get drained. Your social body is going to get drained. And if you're an IRL or a just chatting streamer, or even if you're playing like a campaign game and you want to no brain it, but you still want to talk to chat, you still have to be social. You still do. Like you do to a certain level, right? So yeah, sorry. Go ahead, continue.
There's limits to the amount of energy that we as humans are able to give out. It's kinetic, it's potential, it's literally science behind it. It's like there's limits to the amount of energy that we are able to engage with certain aspects with people. And that's a big thing that we understand. And you touched on it in regards to burnout. Me time is so important. Like, I knew that, like, when I was coming back from the convention, and the podcast has a lot of love and attention, and a lot of people reached out to me and because of the way that I was networking, but that's not the point. There's limits to the amount of things that can happen, and I had to take that me time. I streamed Tuesday night for 2 hours. I streamed Thursday night for 2 hours. I tried editing on Wednesday night, and tried editing on Friday night. But I ended up taking Wednesday night completely off. And the reason why is so I could engage in other people's streams, because part of going to a convention like the post convention mentality is like after you do get all that networking stuff, try and get yourself into those streams to continue the networking, to continue those relationships, to be able to check out their content and like see if you vibe with their energy too. But it all goes back to there are limits that we can handle as humans. We all have different levels. I work a 9 to 5 and then I drive for Uber, and then I also do content creation and streaming and podcast work. There's a lot of shit that I do in my life from a 9 to 11 o'clock at night every single day. Well, technically it's 7 to 11 o'clock at night every single day with 6 hours of sleep. But and there's also limits that you have as a creator too, and that me time and that mental health. I preach mental health in all of my streams. It's so important.
Well, I mean, it's just like I mean, don't get me wrong, like I'm a troll, my chat's a troll, right?
Yeah.
And like my community's a troll, right? And then you get like random people coming in. It's just exhausting after a while, right?
Right.
You're just like, it's the same old shit, right? And you're like, bro, I just want something new, right? And then you have something, you have a different pace or different like whatever, and you're like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? But I used when like trolls would come in and say shit, like I used to like really dive in on that. I'd be like, wait, what? Like, why are you saying that? Like, why is that a thing? Like, what? Like, do I really make you feel that way? Or like, this is that. And now it's like, you want to troll me? Love that. I'm gonna troll you right back. And if you can vibe with me, you can stick around, and I fuck with that heavy. If you're just going in there to be like, yo, whatever, then it's like, bro, I don't want that energy. My chat doesn't need that energy. And honestly, I frankly could not care less. So it's like, I like, go, leave. I don't know what to tell you, right? So I don't know. It's just mental is important. You can be drained. Another thing with like the mental is because I feel like a lot of people talk about this. And I know Bears touched on it. I don't know her exact words on it, but something similar to like the same thing is it's like what you get like really burnt out on is you never know. Okay, this stream was a banger. Love that. Is tomorrow going to be a banger stream? Is it going to do as well? And then it's not. Fuck. Okay, what do I do? What? How can I get? Oh, Wednesday was a great stream. How can I do another Wednesday stream? Okay, this worked really well. Okay, let's go. Let's do that. Hey, it worked. It worked this time. Sweet. Friday, awesome. Love that. All right, let's try it again. Monday. Monday comes around, dude. Horrible. Bombed. Not good. Do I go back to it? Do I not go back to it? Do I want to? Do I want to take that risk or whatever? Being your own boss, like it's your own channel, it's your own thing. Like you have the ability to do that. But when you're constantly in a mindset like that, it is a burnout. You are going to burn out because you're constantly like, is this going to work? Is it not going to work? Is this going to this and that? So it goes like hand in hand with that.
It does, and people fail to understand that like a lot of aspiring creators, they fail to understand that viewership is a roller coaster. And sometimes you're going to do ridiculously well, and sometimes you're going to do ridiculously not. Like there have been days that I've streamed to 0 people. On red, on green, on purple, like I've streamed to 0 people, and on TikTok I've streamed to 0 people before too. It happens, it's okay. And then there are days that I've streamed to like 300. I remember my birthday last 2 years ago. I was put on the front page for some reason and ended up getting close to 500 viewers at 3 o'clock in the morning, which never happens. But I'm blessed. Like, live with your highs, accept your highs, look back at your chat, look back at your streams, at your VODs to see when people leave. Learn from your creations, learn from your streams, try and make it as entertaining as possible. And I don't think a lot of people do that.
And what is entertaining to you is not going to be entertaining to me. What's
Bingo.
entertaining to me is not going to be entertaining to somebody else. Like that's just how it is. The other thing that it took me, and I feel like now that I like actually like took the time to like realize this, it's like a no-brainer for me. And in every content category, there are like slow seasons. And right now in live streaming, or in just content in general, but a lot with live streaming, we are in a slow season. It is summer. Everyone's just graduated. Everyone's going on vacations. Everyone's getting back from vacations. They don't have the free time that they did because they have to now make up time at work. Or they're going and doing stuff. They are not spending all of their time on their phone or at their PC watching live content. And that is okay. okay. You can
Yes.
plateau and you can go down in numbers and you are still as successful as you were the day before. That's just how it is. I have days that we, when we're busting it down on Green App and whatnot, and we have, I don't know, 1,200 people in there, right? I'm going to have days where I have no energy whatsoever. I want to stream, but I really just want to lock into my campaign Hogwarts Legacy game, and I'll have 50 people in there. It doesn't matter. I don't care about numbers. I do want to touch on this. I don't care about numbers. It doesn't matter to me. I'm there to make quality content. That is what I'm trying to do, right? There's going to be days where I know that I'm not going to put out quality content, but I'm still going to stream because that's how my community talks to me. Yes, I have Discord. Yeah, you can chat or whatever, but keeping that intimate connection with my community, I have to go live, period. And I'll tell my chat, hey guys, I'm really low energy. It is like last night. I was like, guys, it is super late at night. I was like, I don't know. I was like, it could be a 2-hour stream. It could be a 10-hour stream. I was like, I don't know. I'm here to vibe out, have a good time. It was a vibe and it was good. And I got to lock into my game and have fun, right? There's some days where it's just like, hey guys, like today is just like a non-tent day. Like I'm really not making any content. I'm just here to chat with you guys. Like we're just gonna have a little bit of fun or whatever. Some days I have something like crazy planned and it's wild with like the IRL stuff and the baking contents that we just did and all that jazz. And it's a lot of fun. It's okay. Numbers, however, because I know a lot of people will be like, don't pay attention to your numbers. Don't pay attention to your numbers. To an extent, if you are pushing for a goal like being affiliated on, Twitch or Kick, you do have to pay attention to your numbers. You cannot not pay attention to your numbers because you will not hit that goal unless you do that because that is the goal. That's just how the industry is, right? Then you hit your goal, you become affiliate, yay, you're living your best life, right? Okay, well, what's the next goal? You know what? I'm at X amount of followers. I really want to be at another X amount of followers. So that is going to be a goal. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to have a number goal, you're going to have to pay attention to that. Period. Point.
Yes.
Blank. I think when you get to a certain point or where you get to a point where like you're happy and you don't want to pay attention to it, you can. However, I'll be honest with you, I go back and I watch my VODs or I'll go back and I'll see how many views I have on a VOD. Okay, why? Why are my numbers here higher than that? Okay, was I put front page? Maybe that might be part of it. Or is it the game that I'm playing? Was I engaging? Was my energy low? Okay, if I had low energy, sure, I'm gonna have days like that. That's fine. But if every single day I'm doing the same exact thing, same exact energy, not doing anything new, okay, I know that I need to switch something up. So I pay attention to stuff like that when it comes to where like if I feel like I'm plateauing, it's like, okay, what's going on? Is it the season? Is it summertime? Is it Christmas? Is everyone going and visiting family right now? That could be what it is. Right now, that's a lot of what it is right now. A lot of people are on family vacations. A lot of people are spending time and all that jazz with their family or with friends. They're traveling a lot. Their free time is now going to them. That's okay.
Yes.
That's important and it should be. You know what I mean? I'm always going to be around. My streams are always going to be around. My content's always going to be around. They can come in whenever they want. You know what I mean? Right now it's a slow season. But yeah, sorry. Paying attention to numbers I think is important if you have a number-based goal, which in this industry, you are going to have that in order to be verified or partnered or affiliated. Period, point blank.
You have to an extent, like you said, pay attention to numbers, but don't let the numbers define you. Like, don't worry about it in the middle of your stream. Worry about it after. Like, if you post a 2-minute video and people leave at the 10-second mark, look back, see why they left at the 10-second mark. That's what we mean by this. Don't let it define you. Just be yourself and have fun. That's something
that I would like encourage people to think about. The way that I gauge success is not on the number of people that I have in my stream.
Yes. I agree.
The way that I gauge success is how many of those people that were first-time chatters are coming back.
Bingo.
And for me, I'm very successful in that. And I love that. And I love that I have people who believe in me and will take a chance on me with that. That's where I gauge my success, right? Like I don't care if I have 30 people in my stream. I don't care if I have 3,000 people in my stream, right? Like that part doesn't matter to me. Will they come back? And if they won't come back, why? Okay, maybe I'm not their cup of tea. I can't control that. I'm not going to get mad about that. maybe I said something, maybe one of my viewpoints they don't like. Okay, whatever. I'll have a conversation with them if they want to have a conversation in stream, by all means. But also at the same time, like, I can't control that. If they feel a type of way, they feel a type of way. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, you're wrong, like, or whatever. Like, do your thing. I don't care. You know what I mean? But it's like, the more people come back, or they're like, dude, like, it's been a minute. It's so good to see you. Like, sorry, I've been working. Dude, do your thing. I'm just grateful that you wanted to come back. Like, that's where I gauge my success. Not on whether or not I had a meet and greet, not if I have activations, not if, like, how many people want to say hello or how many sponsors I have. It literally isn't any of that stuff. Am I blessed to have those opportunities? Yeah, 100%. I'm on a platform that allows me to do that, and I love them for it. I absolutely love them for it. And it means a lot to me. It's great. It's a really good feeling, and I love that. It makes me feel like I'm doing, more, and I'm sitting here, and it makes me want to do more. It's like, okay, we did that. What's our next goal? What's the next step? Where am I? It energizes for me, or energizes me for that. But honestly, how I gauge my success is if somebody's coming back to my stream, and they do.
Yeah. And I have a different level of criteria for a successful stream. My successful stream is, did I make an impact, and did I make somebody smile? I don't care about anything else that happens. I'm a completely different level. You are on a different echelon of like where you're trying to go as a creator, to where it's a huge thing for you. And like, I'm sorry, not a huge thing. It's a good thing for you to pay attention to. For me, I'm at the bare basics, and I'm gonna always consider a successful stream at the bare basics, because my goal is not to be that big guy. I don't want to be that big guy. I'm big enough. Like, look at me. I'm like 300 pounds. So, but yeah, it's a whole different thing. It's like, so I know we kind of touched on that, like with the numbers versus what we should actually be focusing on. But for all the newer creators out there that are just starting, what should be your focus?
I mean, whatever your goal is. Like,
Mhm.
if your goal is to be an affiliate, hit that goal. Do that goal. You know what I mean? How you go about, like, making that, like, happen is up to you. You can post. You can tell your friends, "Hey, mom, I know you're not a gamer. Can you make an account on here and literally just throw my stream up and, talk to me and watch me do this?" Okay, cool. Or, friends, or whatever it may be. I'll be real with you. When I started streaming on Twitch, when I first started streaming, I had a group of friends that were already on Twitch that would have my stream up, that would play games with me, and we would have fun. Not everyone has that. Some people are literally starting off all by themselves, and they're just hit and go live, and they're like, all right, whatever happens happens. That's fine. And you can have that whatever happens happens mentality. I have that sometimes in certain categories, in certain things, like, by all means. But realistically, like, I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, like, your goal should be this and that. It can be whatever you want it to be. But if your goal is to be affiliate, then you need to have goals that are going to hit those, to have that viewer, the average viewer, to have the followers, to have the chatters. Like, what are you going to do to do that? So I don't know. It's hard because it's like situational, right? But it's like, whatever your goal is, like, run with it. And it's okay to not know how to accomplish that goal. That's the beauty of it. Like, that's something that's really fun about content creation, is that you can literally do it however you want. But that's also what makes it so hard, because you might be doing it however you want, and it's not working right now. Well, guess what? Next season, oh, now it is. Or, oh, last season it was working, it's not working. Oh, now it is. You know what I mean? So, and then I'll be honest with you. There have been times where I'm trying to catch these waves, and I'm just missing them and missing them and missing. I'm like, dude, oh my gosh, if I had
You and me
posted
both.
that 3 days ago, oh, dude, if I had posted that last week, or, oh my gosh, if I had waited to post that until right now, like, oh, I can't believe it. Dude, that happens. It happens. And it's frustrating, because you're like, it's like, oh, I did that. Like, oh my gosh. Like, but at the end of the day, like, it is what it is. Next. Okay.
Yep. But everything works in those types of ways on different platforms. And I kind of want to liven things up, because I know we've talked about a lot of, like, what we should focus on, and then, like, kind of some of the negative things and, like, the background of things, and also stuff that just kind of happens from, like, a viewership perspective. But now, just to liven things up, what's one of the best experiences that you've had as a live streamer?
One of the best one of the best experiences is when people, I know this is gonna sound like super silly, is when somebody raids me. There is not a greater compliment from one creator to another than going into your stream and trusting you with their community and their people and being like, here you go, I trust you with them.
1000% agree. And let me get some W's in chat. That is absolutely a huge thing.
That is one of the biggest, like, I don't know. It is a great moment. That is a great moment. Is when people do raid you, because
Mm-hmm.
they are recognizing you, they are trusting you, and they're like, here you go. It doesn't matter if it's one person, 5 people, 1,000 people. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The fact that that creator respects me to that level and trusts me to that level says everything I need to know. That is one of the biggest compliments from creator to creator that somebody can give, in my personal opinion. So that honestly would be that, like, I know it's not a moment, it's like it's many moments, but like right off the rip, you started stream, Tori rated you. He
Yes.
trusts you with his people.
Yes, he did.
Is acknowledging you. That's one of the best. I mean, you can sit there on Twitter and you can be like, I love Perc. Perc is so great. And we love doing this, right? Awesome. Love that. Love the shout outs. Love the shout outs. But for you to literally take your baby, take your community,
Mm-hmm.
and to handpick me and choose me and be like, here you go, have fun. That's a huge compliment.
Absolutely. I think that rating
think
is
it's
one of the
slept on.
highest forms of respect. I truly, truly do. And like, it's so underestimated when someone says, you know what, I love Meg and I love Erectdictator. I want to send my community there because I trust her with my community, or like I trust whoever with my community. And like, not even just my community, like it's the biggest form of respect because they trust you enough to trust their community with you to give them something to watch after you decide to get offline. And it's a huge thing, like when it comes like to rating. And as a smaller streamer, and I know I keep saying smaller streamer, as an aspiring creator, raid out when you can. Raid out to anyone who you can. Because, and the reason why I say that is you can meet new people. It's a form of networking. And networking is so important in the content creation industry. It truly is. But rating someone is great. I would have to say, for me, one of the best experiences I've ever had as a content creator happened this weekend. It was when somebody said the words to me, that me and a lot of the people that I'm friends with pay attention to what you're doing and watch what you're doing and love what you're doing, and we're excited to see what you do next. I had no idea that somebody at a specific size, at a specific level, at a specific venue would even be watching someone like me. And it's a very lonely industry. But for someone to take the time out of their day to make that compliment, to tell you about that, I think that's on par with the level of rating. And we really, as content creators, love hearing that statement. It is a true honor.
No, I mean, and it is. It really is. You're a one man show, right? You're a one man show, and you're trying to sell out your show. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So when people come and tell you, and they're like, hey, like I really like what you got going on. I like the moves that you're doing, and stuff like that. It's like, damn, like I appreciate that. Like that
I
really
cried.
means a lot. Like
I genuinely cried.
no, and that's an honest reaction. You know what I mean? It's like you're putting your heart and soul into it, regardless if you're, you know, if you're passionate for it, right? You're putting your heart and soul into it, whether you're part-time or full-time or whatever. And the fact that people come up to you and they're like, hey, like I see what you're doing. I like what you're doing. That's a lot.
It is. It's a genuine high form of compliment and praise, like from creator to creator. Like even when viewers say, like, I love coming and watching you every day. Like it's a huge thing. Don't think that's discounted. From creators to creators, there's levels of respect that we love and see. From viewer to creator, there's levels of love and respect that we see. And even from watching viewers act with other viewers in chat, because we're creating that community. Because ultimately, what are we really trying to do as creators? We're trying to create a community of people that love to be able to hang out with each other, that love with a combined mantra of we like what this streamer or content creator is doing. It's a beautiful thing to watch. So I know we're getting kind of long. We've gone over the hour and a half. I don't want to keep you too long.
Oh, you're good, dude. Do your thing.
But if you had like a final thing that you would want to know when you started streaming, or if you have a word for any aspiring creators, what would that word be?
Shawty, do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing and do it however you want to. There's no right or wrong way to do. Sure, there's etiquette. There is streaming etiquette, you know, like whatever, know those basics, right? But literally do whatever you want to do. It's your show. Who fucking cares? Like, and I mean that in the most respectful way. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Do your thing, you know? Also have in the back of mind, you know, why are you streaming? That is important. Why are you streaming? Are you literally doing it just for shits and gigs? Okay, do it for shits and gigs. Who cares? Right? If you're doing it to build a business, to, you know, be able to do it full time or whatever it may be, you're gonna have to have a business mind. And it's a lot. It is a lot. I mean this in the most respectful way. Content creation and streaming, but content as a whole is not for everyone.
Yes.
And that is okay. It is okay for you to go on that journey to discover if it is for you and if it is not for you, right? Because regardless, if you find out that it's not for you, you're still going to learn so much. You're still going to make so many. I'm going to be real with you. Most people that are watching this or listening to this or whatever, I guarantee you at least 50, probably more like 80%, but we'll say 50% of your friends are all online gaming friends.
Yes.
Or all online Discord friends, right? I know the people that I know. I've met my best friend through this. My best friend through this. Like, I have absolutely no regrets. Is it stressful? Yeah. Do I have to take risks? Absolutely. Do I have to listen and hear things that I don't want to listen and hear? Yes, 100%. But to me, the reward outweighs the risk. The obstacles that I have to go through to get my end result, to get where I want to go and do what I want to do, it is so much more rewarding at the end of the day than me sitting there twiddling my thumbs like, I don't know. Like yesterday, yesterday I've been wanting to work with this company for literally the longest time. Yesterday I DM'd the owner of this company. I said, bro, I kid you not, word for word, this is what I said. I said, I want to partner with you. That was it, period. That's all I said. They DM me back and they say, what you thinking? Question mark, the looky eyes. And full sent it, right? You know, shoot your shot, do your thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, what was it way back in the day when the YOLO shit or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Do your thing. There is no right and wrong way to do it. You can shoot your shot. What's the worst that they're gonna say? Hey, no. Okay. Time goes by. You're doing your thing. You reach back out to them, and in a couple months or maybe whatever. The number I mean this in the most humble way, in the most respectful way. The number of companies that I have reached out that later down the road have reached out to work with me. I have gotten rejected by umpteen companies. I've gotten left on red. I have been literally, there'll be a tweet like, hey, if you're interested in working with us, hit me up, DM me. And I'm interested in working with them. And I DM them. I kid you not, I probably, each month, I probably reach out to about like 5 to 10 companies. And most of the time, they either leave me on red or they tell me no.
Quick question.
Fine.
Do you have a dream company that you want to work with?
A dream company I want to work with?
Mine would be Glorious, because I own a whole ton of Glorious products.
I love that. A dream company that I want to work with, bro. I haven't even that's so tough. Okay, hold on. Let me think on this one.
It's a very tough question. Like there's so many different companies and stuff out there, but it's like finding someone that works with what you're trying to give in your brand. Like, for example, go ahead, because I was going to say the reason why I chose Glorious is because I'm a tech nerd and I love their products, and they're so good.
I love that. I think for me right now, the dream company that I would love to work with, there's 2 separate ones. Stints, love you guys. They're who I DM'd. I love you. I love you guys. I love you. Work with me. I love them. Stints, absolutely love them.
W
And then my
Stints.
second one would honestly, it would probably be DJIs. They are the mics that I use. Amazing. I love them. Rode's great too. Love them too. Love my mics. Love DJI. Love them. They're phenomenal. I would bend over backwards for that company. I love them. They're great. They're fantastic. They have amazing products, high quality, really good price products as well, and they work with almost everything that you can think of. I know so many creators that have their mics, whether it's a live streamer or an Instagram shotty or a fitness baddie or whatever it may be. I know a lot of people that use it. They're very good. It's a phenomenal company, and I love my mics. I literally pulled the trigger on their minis. Love them. Love it. Literally all three of us girls, Lex, Shorty, and myself, we literally, like, I went over to their place the other day to do the bake off. We use those mics, and they love their mics too. But like those mics are just so good. I would love to work with that company.
I eventually am going to be investing in some IRL stuff for the sole reason of when I go to conventions, I want to actually be able to have a mic where I can record certain videos from. Like when I went to the convention, like I had 100 million videos ideas. Granted, my flight derailed everything that I wanted to do. It's
We love that.
unfortunate.
We love that.
It happens, but
Shout out to Texas weather.
right? But it actually wasn't. It was a broke down plane in Cleveland. Unfortunately, my 7 a.m. flight. I was there at 4 o'clock in the morning, ready to get
I'd be
to Dallas
pissed.
at 11. Yeah, it happens, like. But shout out to the airlines for doing everything they could, and they ended up getting me there. So shout out to Delta. But
We love that.
it was I eventually want to invest in a mic so that I can actually do proper interviews, so that it's not like filled with crowd noise and stuff like that. But
I
yeah,
love
dude,
that.
DJI is great.
So yeah, that'd probably be my company.
Hell yeah. DJI is really awesome. Rode mics are really awesome. I've been like definitely looking into stuff like that. So last word to any creators before we end the podcast and go through. Where can people find you? Where can people follow you? How can they tap into Erectdictator? How can they tap into Mega Her Best?
I love that. So, no hate to any of you lovelies on the purple or the red app. Love you guys. My handle on all three on Kick, whatever it's called, Twitch and YouTube, it's all Erectdictator. So, by all means, my Instagram is a little bit different because, right, a lot of platforms do not like erect. They don't care about dictator, but they don't like erect. So my Instagram is its_ed meg. And then my TikTok is at ed_meg. And then my Twitter is also Erectdictator. If you honestly, the easiest way is probably just going to Twitter, type in Erectdictator, and I have my link tree posted up in my bio. By all means, get up in there, do the whole thing. I'd love to have you guys busting it down with us, having some fun, get to troll some trolls. That's my favorite. Troll some trolls and all that jazz. But
You,
yeah.
Bears, and Jess are so good at trolling trolls. Like, it's amazing to watch you guys at work there.
I mean, realistically, I'm gonna be so real with you. At the end of the day, like, nobody's taking them seriously, right? You either play dumb, so then they sit there and they're like, "Oh, my joke's not hitting," and then they get frustrated, right? And then they leave. Or you literally sit there and you just sit there and I kid you not, you pull out your horse cock and you mushroom stamp their forehead. Like, that's all you have to do. W-Ed. W.
W.
I love it.
Well, Meg, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the podcast. You're an amazing human being. If you guys are not following Erectdictator, please make sure you're going to follow her. Please make sure you guys tap into Rally Esports as well. They're a phenomenal charity organization that we're both a part of here. ! Rally to know more. If any one of my mods, actually, I think anyone can do it because I have it open, can shout out Erectdictator. That would be absolutely phenomenal. Go give her a follow. In Band Fam.
Well, thank you. Sorry, I know you're doing your
go
outro.
for
I'm
it.
sorry.
No,
Thank
go
you
for
so
it.
much for letting me be on. I love doing podcasts, so I really appreciate that you reached out and you wanted me to be a part of it. It means a lot to me.
You're welcome at any point. I definitely want to do some more collab type stuff with you in the near future because you're just a dope human being.
I
But
appreciate that.
hang out in the Discord for a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and podcast. And thank you everybody for hanging out. You all have an absolutely wonderful night. And Much love, and make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. We're going to have Shorty Pie join us as well. Bye, everybody.